This is still April 10th, 2026. You know, people were complaining today around me. They made all this up to get away with this. I know they did. They've admitted that for years. And so people acting stupid or ridiculous is absolutely insane. Just like when I went over the last video of laws, and then how many times they admitted they photoshopped that tape of weird with yourself. It's a shower scene in the other room. Then they even verified it wasn't me. They put it is some woman showering in their stocking tape, but they put my head on her body. It's her washing herself. Done by some guy Dave hired on his own. I am tired of these retards that show up and you think everybody around you is a moron and a retard with no IQ. Nobody can be in your home but police and agencies under a threat of life with statements, with a court order. It's the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment in the Constitution. Nor did the police give some attorney special permission to go drug, beat, and rape and stalk somebody and take the right to privacy away. Because, like they said, it'd be illegal to look and listen. It's illegal to be in somebody's home, no matter what. It's a right to privacy. And they didn't know about what Dave was doing with those 2 men I found out he hired on his own. There's no such thing as special permission. The 4th Amendment requires a court order and only police and agents under a threat of life, not a dirty attorney out drug beating, raping people. So if you want to show up and act like a retard and say something stupid and how dumb you look, how fucking stupid you look, and how big a retard you are. Maybe I should take your picture, send it to the cops, and say you're part of the drug cartel, trying to pull this stupid, pathetic scam that nobody fell for. Nobody fell for. I had some fucking retard again show up and have to say something stupid. When an attorney reported the tape of Weird with Yourself, they didn't report it. No police officer knocked on my door. No police came talk to me. They saved it for the FBI case, so when they scared me in there, they thought they could trick an agent out of money. Where I told you, December 1st, 25. Walmart 62 would still have it. Of an investigator coming in, where the pretty Michelle's telling on all of them. Michelle showed up in my office. Said that these people confessed this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved. They all were. Everyone that was in that office was there to scam money out of the government. Because you got to think they're breaking in, they're stabbing me with hypnotic drugs, drugging me up and telling me to say stuff, beat and rape me, and I'm so drugged up I think it's a dirty well water. They could have done a home invasion, killed me, or kidnapped me and found my body somewhere else. But no. They had their little scam, their skit all set, and they walked into an FBI office after they scared me into calling them. That was the whole plan, is to extort money from the government. Okay? These people confessed that the whole thing was to scam money out of the government. Her ex-husband was involved. And that the doctor from before was not one of hers. He works for them, and they had lied he was one of her doctors. She actually don't know who he is. Okay? And that guy, Pete, that was in my office running his mouth about her, he didn't even know. She doesn't even know who he is. Dave just hired him on his own. And these people admitted that they used hypnotic drugs when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And she has no memory of these people. And that tape of Weird with Yourself is nothing but photoshopped of washing in the shower in the other room. And the whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Like they said, the guy doing this wanted to prove the U.S. government and then its people would fall for anything. Prove how dumb they are. That they fall for anything. Special permission. You know, it's right on Google. If an attorney sets up button cameras in your home, they are to be disbarred and criminally charged with voyeurism, illegal monitoring, wiretapping, cyber stalking. You want to keep going. Voyeurism, list them a sex offender. Felony invasion of privacy. They try to get money out of it. Goes into sextortion. It's like 20 years. So, and they're disbarred immediately. See, they want you to believe that people you've never met in your whole life can break in your home. They can set up button cameras watching you. They can tape you, your family, even children, and sell them on porn sites, using the bathroom, showering. Then in their own little perverted tapes, they can Photoshop a shower scene. They said July 24th or 25th of 25, 8:30 in the morning. When the investigator said they did a body ratio, it wasn't even me. Some other lady washing herself in a shower. It is a shower scene, but it's not even me. They put my head on some other lady's body showering. That's why nobody knew about it. And that's where the Louisville police, May 30th, 25, found the original case. Dave hired 2 men on his own. One was saying he was an attorney, so it made it illegal. And then they said, no, it didn't. It made it worse illegal. Because they know better. They know the Fourth Amendment. It's not admissible. See, that's where my friend that used to work at the Stark County Prosecutor's Office. It's a big fraud scheme, Karen, where they laugh in your face in front of people in stores that they photoshopped a shower scene of washing yourself in the other room to make you look weird. They probably did. It's clicking and pasting. And we all know you're sleepwalking with those drugs, where you had all the signs of being drugged, beaten, raped, and seen by the doctor and didn't know what was happening. And you thought it was a well water. You never seen her talk to anybody. Somebody was hurting you. Even though they didn't put it together, somebody was hurting you. We all know you're sleepwalking with those drugs, and where they laugh at you, they drugged you and told you to say it before. They probably did, because you had all the signs of being drugged, beaten, raped. Think of that one. It's a big fraud scheme. Took them 30 seconds. Okay? Just like the Portage County Sheriffs, we had no knowledge of those people being in your home before. And what these people are saying they did is illegal. We had no knowledge, and it was none of us. Get the idea? Just like the Ravenna police didn't know. Nobody knew, because Dave hired these people on his own. So where that fool today wants to say, when an attorney reported weird with yourself, the attorney didn't report it. They saved it for the FBI scam so they could scam them out of money. Because the real police would have arrested them for the felony invasion of privacy. Like Officer Reinhardt Louisville, I don't care what they say they got. I don't care what they said they did. Until that agent agreed to protect you and had statements from threat of life. Okay? Even the FBI would go to jail for being in your home outside a protected custody case with statements. They had to have a court order too. It's illegal to look and listen because it's the Fourth Amendment. It's just like HIPAA violations. No doctor can talk about you. They don't tape you unaware. They don't spread your medical information. They don't stalk you and harass you. My God, it's the biggest scam in the world. Just like where I was at my community health, and someone needs to find out who was impersonating. Even some girls yelled across the parking lot. Are those people crazy? Showing up at doctor's office saying they're FBI, getting their medical records with a court order? We already know they could got them. Oh, it's right on Google. They don't just casually show up at hospitals and offices with court orders. It has to be specific to the case with a court order, and then they send it over. To them. They transmit them over. They don't go pick them up. Those people were scammers in there, and there have been scammers everywhere. Get the idea? They're just scamming everybody. Like they said today, those people that did this, made up everything to get away with this. They said that, what was it, March 20th, 24? They made up everything to get away with this? Yeah, I told you, Dave, where they tried to claim it was a doctor, da 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 da. Dave told Danny, April 16th, 23, I heard him tell Gabe across the parking lot. He had finally went to his dad, asked him what on earth is going on. He said he had hired some guy named Pete on his own. Pete and his men in her home before. Pete has a frame. Pete has her tape, the filthy, dirty statement. I've never met him. He has to be a hypnotic drugs and told us say it. The black and blue marks. They thought they were pulling a bitch move. Having them stab me with those kind of drugs. They laughed at me that when I walk by rooms, they just reach out and stab me with them. And I thought I was dying from washing in that well water. Never seen her talk to anybody. Predators, rapists, preying on you in your home. Where did anybody find this fucking funny? No attorney can set up button cameras in your home. They are to be disbarred and criminally charged immediately. Where did somebody think that some psycho attorney could become a rapist and a drug dealer and a human trafficker? Oh, and for those fucking morons where you keep bragging you have my house bugged, I'll tell you what. And making stupid comments about watching me and my husband together, you know what we do together in intimacy is none of your damn business. He's 20 years older than me. He's 80. And what we do when we make out is none of your freaking business. None of your freaking business. And to say, oh, there's nothing to look forward to would be with her. Fuck you. You wouldn't have got a pity date. You know it. And then we're going to say how sick this is. Last year, they were saying that attorney made a lot of money letting other men drug, beat, and rape her. And a lot of them said they had a good time going over. That's how sick this is. And they were tormenting me with it in stores. How they were having me raped. You know, that one weird guy they called Alec, the white hair guy with his hair parted on the side that was stalking me? What was it? December 8th or December, was it 16, 18 of 18, something like that? Bob Evans. That one guy said he likes to watch her. He's that one guy, and he's waving at me. He's a big Karen fan. He watches her and Dave in bed for hours. Well, we were married 30 years. We used to make love all the time. I loved him with all my heart. And the bastard planned my death with an occult for 15 years. While he made love to me. And cheated on me. I have to live through the horror of what these people did. And then they sit and mock me. Fuck you. Fuck you. And you ought to look in the mirror. You ain't much to look at either. But, you know, where people try to show up and say stupid stuff. Oh, where an attorney reported wherewithers. They never reported it. Ever. See, that's where the whole thing of it is. They saved it for the FBI scam. To scam that agent into opening a case and try to steal the money from the government. It was photoshopped washing and drug confessions and thinking an FBI agent would fall for it. And a fake dirty doctor, not one of mine, works for them and they had lied. Of course they lied. That's HIPAA. It's a federal crime. And she actually don't know who he is. No. My God, it'd be time for a new doctor. A Jack the Ripper rapist doctor? And then I found out it's supposed to be Henry Moffey, Dave's girlfriend's dad. It's just and where Dave told Danny it wasn't even a doctor that did it. It's just some guy named Petey hired on his own. The investigators call him a serial rapist and a drug dealer and drug cartel. There's been other attorney offices arrested for being in the drug cartel. Do you know it's right on Google? An opposing attorney can never have you stalked, harassed, or interfere in your the opposing person's life. It's 5 to life in federal. Disbarred immediately. You know, back around March 15, 26 in Bell Store in Magnolia, some lady was in there talking that these people are trying to trick someone into giving her medical records so they can dig through and see if they can use them. They can't. See, that's where HIPAA violations, even if you break in somebody's home and you steal their medical records, you can't, if you try to use them against them, it's a federal crime of 10 years. 10 years for an individual. Like they said, these people are trying to trick somebody into giving them her medical records, see if they could dig through and use something. That's where I told you, Officer Mark, Officer John, where they said the FBI showed up there and they were talking, well, my phone's tapped. You have a recording of it for the case. And how, oh, she was saying that there was drug dealers around her and they were here mocking her. They weren't the FBI, honey. They weren't the FBI. Because I'll tell you what, Officer John's supposed to be an FBI agent. His name's not supposed to be John. He would tell you flat out. I was framed before. So would Officer Mark. And the two officers that look like my son Josh in Belgium. And they defend me to the limit. And they would tell you that her case led into the drug cartel. A lot of big drug dealers got arrested. Faith Family Church, 3,000 people seen Judge Peters' group from Florida admitting they were the ones hurting me and hurting me before. And they had fake FBI agents, fake Portage County sheriffs, trying to pull a scam on those people with Dave's girlfriend, Michelle, trying to tell everybody she's retired Judge Pete's daughter, friends with Ludic, let him get away with crime, trying to make sure it seemed like she's so grand and she's just Katie's family member, her mom's niece, Michelle. Lying to everybody, but they were the ones in debt to drug dealers, and they helped run this big con, trying to extort money from the government. Like they said, the guy doing this is trying to prove the U.S. government and its people are so dumb they'll fall for anything. I'm going to upload this.